All right. What's up, bro? Lawrence 13, what's good, man? Just getting on. I wanted to talk about a few things real quick. How you enjoying your one? Yeah, it is a great value for sure. Like we can't really I think if you look back in history of MPCs, you can't really get an MPC at this price. They never really sold at this price point to start. And then now just at as much power as it has is like way beyond. So but you're not sure if you get an X. What do you mean by that? I've never touched an X. I think it looks great. It'd be awesome. But yeah. Just like all the extra knobs and stuff. Seems a lot more hands-on, but I never really heard anyone compare the two like that. The live to the X. Or yeah, live to the X, like as far as the workflow goes. But I imagine like the just having those 16 Q links with the LEDs underneath that tell you what you're doing, like just at your fingertips, looks pretty amazing. But yeah, that is what's the X is like a little over $2,000. What's up, Saturday morning, 16s? Yeah, I used to own the 2500. Yeah, I mean, I've had the live. I sold the live. I got the one after buying the one. I sold the live after buying the one, and then I still wanted to buy back the 500 that I initially had before I bought the live. So there's like a nostalgia to that. There's something about the workflow too with something like that with the 500. But yeah, just waiting to see if a few people come on. But I was just gonna talk about. I might as well. I can go through and repeat myself and stuff. Like hmm, let's see. So over like the couple years, I'm not sure how long it's been. I've been putting content out on YouTube, but over the years, I've created a few expansion packs that I've given away for free, and they can be found on the videos. Like I'd have a corresponding video for the packs, but I did decide to like compile them all together because I know not everyone has those, and I just wanted to offer those up. If you guys want to check them out, and then also talking about my Patreon that I just launched. So uh, the Patreon thing is just YouTube. I've been doing MPC videos for a while, mostly tutorials. I try to do like some motivational stuff, and then I've always wanted to like learn about music business. So my idea was to like go down the line and like just figure out different things about music business and document that, and do vlogs. Um, Things aren't always what you plan, so I do a little bit of that. I've mostly been doing tutorials, but I enjoy making packs. I want to do that for myself, just sound design and learning about sound design. So this is a journey, and so I created a Patreon just in case anyone, they do appreciate what I'm doing. People that are just starting out. Um, I know Lawrence 13, you're pretty skilled. You probably learned a lot of things without me, but I know there's some guys on here that have, that I've taught them some things just from watching my videos, and they've given me some feedback. So I appreciate the feedback too. So it's definitely no obligation, but I do have a Patreon now, and I'm going to be creating sample packs and doing that monthly, and it's just $1. But also if you just want some free expansion packs, check out some stuff that I've had to offer over the years. They're all available too, and you can find that in the Patreon link, which is in the description of this live right now. My 500 crapped out on me. What happened to the 500? I'm curious. I've never really had an MPC just like stop working. Well, yeah, I have everything loaded up from all the free expansions and packs that I've given out over the last year, 2 years, and I just wanted to go through them just to demonstrate what I have. Appreciate it, Lawrence13. Avel, what's good, bro? How you doing, man? So, so all the expansion packs that I've created with artwork, and they're available. Obviously, not obvious to everyone, but they are compatible with all the MPCs across the board. Whether you have the MPC One, the MPC Live, the Live 2, the X, the Touch, or the software. Even if you're using software with probably like even a Renaissance at this point, or the Studio. I don't know. I don't know if those are. I really don't know at this point if those are like compatible with like MPC2 as far as like the software. I believe it's at MPC2. I've never used the software, but I do for these expansions. I do have software versions that you can load in, and then I have standalone versions, so you don't have to bother. Because when I believe, as far as my knowledge goes, is when you create an expansion, you have to create it on the computer. You have to load it into the software, and this is the only thing I've ever used the software for, and then export it, and then that creates a file that's called expansions, and it exports your all your programs and samples as well, they're already key groups, but it exports them in a neat little place so that they're available standalone. And then when you go into your little expansion section, not how well you can see my screen, but if you look at your own, the expansion section, you have like all the artwork for all those kits. So this is mine. This is like my Lifted Noise 1K club. When I hit 1K, I made a kit. And I like this kit too. I'm kind of proud of this kit because it's all made from field recording sounds. And let's go through. So I made a whole drum kit out of random stuff and made them, and this is, it doesn't quite sound like stuff I'd probably use as far as drum sounds go, but I'm still proud of that, because I created a kit, just processed them through the MPC Live, made them sound a little, made the kicks hit a little harder, made the hi-hats a little crisper or whatever, and the snares snap a little bit more. Like, I don't know, this kind of sounds like a snap, but I don't even remember what it was. This kit, this is a key group I made. It's like a bell sound. And I think from what I remember, that was like, I think it was just like a water bottle, like a metal water bottle, and I just had clanked it with a pen or something and then pitched it, made a key group out of it. Sub bass, I got a sub bass in here. It's a key group. You probably can't hear it. It's just getting picked up by the, like, my phone mic. But this, so I did pretty much all these sounds at work, and I use like a little radio at work. When you turn it on, it's kind of got that little beep sound. So I sampled that, ended up just pitching it down and looping it and like filtering out some of the highs, and then I got a nice little sub bass. I did end up sampling like this Casio for this, a Casio lead. I even got that. I'll show you right here. So it's this Casio. It's HT700. So that was that. What else I got? Next on the list is this is a upright. I called it the vinyl upright because back a long time ago, before I even had an MPC, what I did was, because I'm just really weird about sound, and I love the vinyl sound. I had a bunch of sounds that I enjoyed. Um, I made like these files, and I sent them digitally over to a company in Europe called the Carvery, and they made me a physical like dub plate vinyl. And so I ended up, when I got that back, I sampled the individual notes back in an MPC, and then created a key group. But back then it was just multi samples. I was making them for like the MPC 500, and so yeah, so I jumped through some hoops just to make that vinyl sound. I think that's way before I even knew about like the SP-404 vinyl sim or like any other methods you can go about it. I did all that whole process. So that's what that is, the vinyl upright. That's included in one of the expansions, the 1K expansion that I was giving out when I hit the 1K subs on my YouTube channel. I recorded my son's drum set for a kit on TikTok. Nice. Send me your TikTok, bro. I want to follow you. I'd like to check that out. I don't do too much on there, but I go on there from time to time. I've got a couple videos, a few videos. But yeah, that's cool. I did that's one thing I forgot to include in this because it's not really an expansion pack, but I did, that was like 2 years ago. I did like a Father's Day toy sample challenge where I took a bunch of my kids, my children's toys, and sampled them and made a beat out of that. So that was pretty fun too. I like that kind of thing. I'm not really doing too much of that now, but as far as the Patreon thing goes, I'm gonna be making kits. I'm gonna be doing some of that, but I'll be doing it stationary because I had a field recorder. I ended up selling it because I wasn't going out recording sounds. Uh, but I will record sounds here in my studio with my mic and do some things like that. But so yeah, just to restate what I'm talking about here today, y'all saw the thumbnail for the people coming in. I have a bunch of free expansion packs that I've created over the time that I've been on YouTube creating content, and they've all been free. But for those that haven't had or haven't been subbed for that long, I wanted to compile them all together so there's one place where you can download them all if you missed it. And that will be on my Patreon. There's a free download. You don't have to sign up for anything. But then it's also a segue to let you know if you do appreciate what I do here on YouTube as far as tutorials and you feel it's helpful. Uh, totally no pressure, no obligation if you want to help me out. It's a dollar Patreon, like a monthly thing, and I'll be making monthly sample packs. And the sample packs they won't be too big, just to make it manageable for myself. But as this grows, hopefully it grows, I'll start doing more and creating more larger packs and maybe having different tiers and stuff. So if you're interested, but for now it's just $1, and the monthly packs will include a key group, a drum kit. I'll call it a micro drum kit because it'll be between like 3 and 5 samples. If I'm feeling good, I think every once in a while I'll throw in like a bonus kit. But yeah, just to make it manageable, it'll be like basically like kick, snare, hat kind of thing. Maybe a crash, maybe a shaker, that kind of deal. But these are all samples that I'll be like creating myself in a way, um, doing layering, processing with my SP-404, doing things in the MPC, maybe sampling things out here, and then layering with like vinyl drums. The key groups, there'll be like little key groups as well. So you get one key group, a drum program with a few samples, and then I'm also doing loops. I'll be just creating like melodies and stuff, and sometimes you'll get like, since I like the lo-fi thing, I'll include like a lo-fi version and like a clean version. So that's up now. So if you're interested in a little pack, but don't consider it like a purchase. I'm not selling sample packs here. It's just support for support. I'm trying to offer something of value to you guys, and I'm hopeful that you know, from my journey here on YouTube, that I'll be able to, you know, make some money from this. I mean, ideally, it'd be awesome to do it full time, whatever, in whatever aspect that might be, in whatever capacity. I don't know. You know, when I started, I wasn't even so sure what I wanted to do. I just knew that I wanted to create something, you know, and I enjoy making music. I wanted to do the video thing, and I just wanted to start. So that's what this whole thing has been about. So that was, I think, kind of my first video. It was like a vlog where I was talking about how it was about like pursuing your passions and like balancing life and your regular job, and then trying to do what it is that you really want to do, and then how do you figure out a way to make money. So I want to be able to like, I wanted to study business. I've learned a few things along the way, not a lot. I've been more focused on doing tutorials, um and I've also learned about my MPC just from doing tutorials. But yeah, these are a few of the things that are interesting to me. You know, making beats, making samples, sound design, learning about music business, and how to support what it is that I love doing. So, you know, that's what it is. Um, but yeah, so if any of you want these free expansions, go ahead and check out the description. And it's the same description. It'll say, if you'd like to support um, what I do, if you appreciate what I do and like to support, you can get a monthly sample pack for $1. But if you click on that link, you're not. It's not just taking you to, you know, to buy into the Lifted Noise monthly sample pack thing. It's really there's also a link down there where you'll see the Lifted Noise Give Free Expansion Pack kit. So you'll find all those. And I have. We go back to the browser just so I can look. I don't think you can see this, but so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different packs. Two of them are like a larger pack. Three of them are just like one instrument. So those, I'll go over those real quick. So this is like a brass thing that I found off a record. It's not the most amazing thing, but it's something I put together along with a video that I did on how to create key groups. So when I created this tutorial on how to create key groups, this was a part of it, and like how to create your own key groups, pretty much using samples that you sample in, and determining like what key they're in, so you could pitch them across. So that's one. That's called the Lifted Dallas Brass. It was recorded off of vinyl. It was a vinyl of like a brass band, and I found some open notes. The lifted guitar is kind of the same. I found this. This is a while back that I sampled this, but it was a record. It was like a how to play guitar record, and it had all kinds of open notes. It had like the whole fret, whatever. I'm not a guitar player, so I might be saying it all wrong, but it had like all the open notes. And so I sampled all those and made a key group out of that. So it's pretty dirty, pretty filthy sounding, got a lot of noise and vinyl to it. And then this one is also kind of a similar deal. It was a key group that I created out of vinyl samples. I like this one. It's a trumpet. I think I did some more advanced things with this one. It was I think I had bought a version of Melodyne, and that gives you like the ability to pitch and like stretch out samples. So I stretched it out, made it sustain longer. So that's another one of the free kits. And then the two other kits, I already talked about the 1K expansion pack, one that was completely made of field recordings, and the other one was a lo-fi pack, the lo-fi classic. So what that one has in it has a lo-fi bass key group. Same deal as like the upright that I was talking about. This was a bass that I had sent out to that Carvery company that creates dub plates, vinyl dub plates. They sent it back to me. I sampled it, made a key group out of it. So that's that, the lo-fi bass, the lo-fi classic, another piano, just like the lo-fi upright that was recorded to a vinyl dub plate. And then also there is a drum kit. the 16 sound. Some sound effects. There we go. Definitely checked you out. Picked up a tip from a video of yours using a guitar tuner that actually helped a bunch, like the 1-minute tutorials too. Cool, man. Thanks. I appreciate it. I'm wondering if that's the one I was just talking about with the guitar tuner, as far as it was like a key group one on how to create key groups. But yeah, I have a little tuner. I'll use that from time to time to figure out the key if I'm doing single sustain notes. But yeah, I'm still like waiting for them to put a tuner in the MPC. I think that would be pretty simple, just to have a little screen that's just a guitar tuner for those who are beat makers and guitar players, or even if you want to do stuff like create your own key groups out of random shit. So those are all the free expansions. Name them off again. There's the Lifted Noise 1K Club expansion, the Lifted Noise Dallas Brass, the Lifted Guitar, the Lifted Trumpet, and the Lo-Fi Classic. And so like for Patreon, what I'll be doing, I think I mentioned this already, but just for those who may be just popping in, No Lid Creations, welcome. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, I was just telling everyone about I've created free expansions for the MPC over my time here creating content on YouTube. I'm creating little packs and giving them away for free. So I compiled them all in one place and just wanted to let people know about that. It's available on my Patreon page that I just launched. So that's just something that I'm starting. People want to support, just $1 a month. And what I'm doing is you'll receive monthly. There'll be little packs. You'll receive like a key group, so like the multi samples. And one sec. So it'll be key groups. It'll be like drum samples. I'm calling them a micro drum kit because it'll be like 3 to 5 samples. It'll be like your basic kick, snare, hat, because this stuff does take work. I'm not just taking samples from someplace and putting them in here. And I'm processing them. I've got right here, you see the SP-404. This thing is amazing for drums. So the drums are going through this. I've done some like layering on this. You can do layering with the MPC where you can put like 4 drum sounds per pad, and I'll do that and layer stuff. But I've also done it here on the SP where I just put different samples on different pads and just trigger them at the same time. Then I'll run that through the isolator. It's like an EQ, which is cool. It's really cool. It's awesome. The hands-on. So it's a lot more funner doing it here than it is here, because this you got to like drop in an EQ. You got to do all this. There's more menu diving. It doesn't feel as fun. So I'm convinced, and maybe it's just my mind telling me that this sounds better, the SP-404, because it's hands-on and it's more fun. I could be wrong just based off of that, but it's just a feeling about it, and it does sound awesome to me. It does. So yeah. So yeah, No Lid, thank you for dropping in. Thanks for checking it out. Thanks for hearing me out. Yeah. So yeah, so if you guys want to check out the free expansion packs, they are in the description. There'll be a link in there. And if you're interested in supporting Lifted Noise and my journey to possibly making a better life for myself where I can be happy and do what I love doing, then you could choose to do a $1 contribution and receive a monthly sample pack, which also in itself is like a whole nother journey, because I will be improving what I'm doing, getting better over time, and possibly just offering more to you, uh, key groups, drum samples processed by me, layered and processed by me, and loops that I've created, melodies that I'm creating that you can chop up. They're royalty free. I'm not gonna be like, trying to jump on you about like if you get placements, that kind of deal. I'm not even at that level. I'm not even sure how to do that. So uh, I'm not doing no sneaky stuff. I don't know if you've heard about I know that's a part of the game is producers will create sample packs with melodies, and then there'll be like a little clause in the whole thing where it talks about how if you get a placement, then you have to attribute and give some of your royalties to the original composer of that loop. So just be aware of that. But I'm not doing any of that. Even if I knew how to do it, I probably wouldn't do it. I'd at least tell you. But I don't, and I'm not doing that. So yeah. Anyways, I'm just having fun, and hoping for the best. And hip hop don't stop, so I'll keep going even if I don't get paid. What's up, DJ Fingers? DJ Fingers Flores. What's good, bro? The SP does have a sound. Effects are better without having to tweak for days. It is a whole lot much funner, and that's why I said that. You think it sounds better? Yeah. Sometimes, I don't know. I think it's like just because of it being so much funner. I was just curious if that's what's convincing my mind that it sounds better. Just the immediacy, like the whole what's the thought of instant gratification? How people just love they go for that instant gratification thing because it feels good. So I think there's an element to that with SP that it is instantly gratifying that I can like turn a knob and then my kick will just be like boom, or the snare will be snappy, and it's just awesome. I'll use Lawrence 1.3, about it. So like I'll put an isolator on a kick, turn it up, and then put it on, resample it, and then use the isolator on it again, and kind of just do it like a few different processes over and over again till I get like if my snare isn't snapping enough, I'll turn up the mid, resample it, and then do it again. But I like layering samples, like putting them on a different pad and just triggering them at the same time. But yeah, let me see how deep in we are. We're at about 30 minutes. Yeah. I've been telling myself to get more like professional with this whole live thing and like have a format to it, but I do end up just kind of like going with the flow. I like the little chat, just talking, seeing what you guys got to say. Yeah, I hadn't really planned on making a beat. You know what? Actually, I'll play some of the samples from the Patreon, like the paid version for you guys. There's one up, so the first month is July, and oh, I have some Bacardi rum, and I'm sipping it. I'm not taking shots, but I had some Bacardi rum. Let me see. The Live King. What's up, Ghetto Styles? How you doing, bro? I'm trying to be. I guess I'm trying to be. Um, yeah, it's real casual. I don't know. I look back at my very first live that I ever did. It was actually like months and months ago, and I watched it. And I was like, yeah, I was a whole lot more professional then than I am now. I was like, what happened? What am I doing? Uh, but yeah, like I took it like that. Like soon as the live went, I was like, hey, welcome back to Lifted Noise. My name's Ro. If you've never been to the channel, what I usually do here, I did that whole little tagline thing that I do in my videos. Let's see. Thank you, No Lid. Are you referring to the live? I've been, kind of practicing with different angles and stuff, and I'm still trying to find like a whole overall solution. I would like to be able to, you see the overview. I would like to be able to zoom in because you can't really see the details. Now, I've found other apps where you can zoom in, but I can't do the two angles. But BT, what do you use to mix your drums? What are you referring to as far as? Are you talking about like the sample packs that I'm creating? Um, I was talking about how I use the SP to process my drums because it does give you a really cool, quick, hands-on feel, and you can instantly do some EQ as opposed to using the MPC. Uh, you got to go into your track mix and then add a insert and add different layers of drums and stuff. And here I can just put different drums on different pads, and I can quickly turn the volume down, quickly do some EQ and resampling. And there's also another element to just having the it's like it forces you to make a decision. Now you could always go back, but when you resample, it's a sample. When you're on here and you're adding effects, you can always mute them out. And you can always start tweaking some more. And I think there's like it kind of like forces you to just kind of move on, kind of deal. Make a decision, not be so undecisive. But with the MPC, when I'm mixing, because I don't use a computer, BT, I don't use a computer at all. When I do mix beats, when I make my beats, I do it all in the MPC, and I do enjoy using the MPC itself. And some things that I'll do. The number one thing I think is amazing for drums is putting all your drums on a submix. So if you go into like the channel mixer and you go up here to programs and turn that, and you have submixes. So like if you run your drums, those individual sounds, like I put my drums on all these pads and I'll run those pads through the same submix, and then on the submix, I'll put a compressor. And that submix compression, bus compression is what it's known as, really makes all your drums kind of like come together and sound real like, chunky and thumping and that kind of deal. Just any kind of adjective you can think to describe how you like your drums to sound, you can make it happen with the submixes. Well, I thank you, Ghetto Styles. Randy Sinclair, what's good? How do I record? What do you mean? If you could be more specific, how do I record? Yeah, I need some more specifics to your question. I'm not sure I understand. But yeah, anybody who's just jumping in, there is free expansion packs in the description of this video. It's connected to my Patreon, which I just started. And that was one thing I was about to go into and show you some of the samples that are in the pack for this month. And I was contemplating maybe if enough people jump on to and join me as a Patreon, as a Lifted Noise Patreon, that I would do like monthly live streams where we could all probably come together and like share beats. And if you wanted to share your beat, maybe if it was something that you used the sample pack for in a beat, then you could send me a beat, or you could even come on live if you're interested in coming live. Because I'm all about like, I don't know, like I'll be honest with y'all. Like when I get a new subscriber in the past, when I used to get new subscribers all the time, and I would get a notice, I would go look on the channel because I'd be curious who's subscribing to me. And I know a lot of the times people subscribing to me don't have any content, but I am a big part of what makes me happy is to see when people start like um, sharing their content. Because ultimately, like ultimately, I don't know, it just makes me feel good because it's been a challenge for me. It's not like I just started making beats 2 years ago when I started making YouTube, and I was just like ready in the mind state to go. I wasn't. Like I've been making beats for over a decade, probably more, and I never shared anything. So I understand like the element of people like creating, and maybe what stops you from sharing is like you don't feel like it's worthy to share, you know? But I still feel that way now. But I try to share everything that I do. And I pretty much do share just about everything that I do. I don't get the opportunity to like really make beats and do this all the time, but when I do it, it's usually attached to like some kind of video, you know? I'll go weeks without making a beat, really. So it's like I understand that. And I think there's more people out there and a lot of my subscribers that are maybe hesitant. So like if I could do like a thing here on my channel where it like motivates y'all to like start sharing content, I think that would be dope. So let's go back a little bit. Okay. BT, do you EQ each individual drum sounds, snares, hats, kicks? I'm kind of lazy, man. So like I don't really do that much EQing. I think the fun is in like the sound design process, when you create the drum, you kind of create it in the way that it's gonna sound. And it's gonna sound good for every beat that you use it for. And then the compression, yeah, I'll do the bus compression. But I don't like so I mean, I do have some mixed trainings. I know some like theory and stuff, and I went to school for audio production and stuff, so I know the theories. I spent a good few years not using it because I learned in Pro Tools and in Logic, and then I just didn't want to use that stuff. I haven't used Pro Tools in years. So I think I'm even Pro Tools certified, but like I don't use that. I mean, it's kind of sad because I could probably be using that to my advantage. I could be, you know, expanding and doing that kind of thing. But I don't even know if I remember how to use that stuff. It would take a minute, but I just don't like the computer thing. But anyways, not to get too sidetracked with what you're asking me, I really don't do too much EQing. I do EQ samples individually, but usually it'll be like a filter where I'm cutting off the top or the bottom, you know, just specific to a certain frequency range. You know what I mean? So like a lot of times with my kicks, I'll just put a filter and cut off kind of the really highs. I don't need them. And then with the hi hats, maybe I'll cut off the lows, that kind of deal. And that just goes for like just about every sound. Because when I was trained to mix in school, it was like this. It was like I think my teacher he just drilled it in our head is to like put a filter on every single track, and it was just I think it was just his method of teaching us, but it was to put a high pass and to cut off any frequency below like something like 125 or 150 or something, because a lot of instruments don't need that information. It just kind of like takes up space, and then you get like a muddy mix. Let's see. Okay, Randy, back to Randy Sinclair, like the whole song thing. So, hmm, I don't know. I don't know if you're referring to something that you've seen me do. If you're talking about like maybe creating a song out of a beat, because we have like we could be talking about arrangements. So we have song mode, or you could be talking about a mix just for a beat. I do the mix inside, or I guess you could be talking about like lyrics and stuff. So that's not something I've done too much about. So if that's what you're referring to, I am planning on uh, attempting to record vocals in the MPC standalone. So that's something you could stay tuned for. I haven't completely figured it out, but I'm in the process of doing something that will lead me in that direction. But I do not record the whole beat, if that's what you mean by song, out to like a DAW or anything. No lid, that's a great idea. I assume you're referring to what I was just talking about, the live thing. Yeah, BT, I love the live. I'm really starting to enjoy this live thing. It's cool. I like because it's one thing to make a video and then then we'll have like some connections through comments and stuff, which can be interesting because it can be like an exchange of ideas. But this is more just like with the SP thing. It's more immediate, and so it's a lot more fun. It's dope when you have a subscriber who doesn't make content and they take inspiration from you and you can watch them grow and learn. Yeah, definitely. For sure, man. For sure. That's like it is. Like I want to see people get started because I remember when I got started, when I had like nothing on my channel and it was a struggle just to do it. It was getting tough. Like just a couple weeks in, I was trying to stay consistent of just putting a video up a week. And maybe that's not your thing. Maybe it's not your goal to just, be a YouTuber or put up stuff consistently, but maybe it's I don't know, to each their own, but I think a big problem for a lot of people is just getting started. I only picked up my first MPC 6 months ago, and your channel has helped me heaps, so thank you. Right on, BT, man. I'm happy to hear that. I do enjoy helping people and be able to do that kind of thing. Um, I kind of wish like when I started making beats that I had checked out like tutorials, but I didn't. I try to just figure things out, and I don't know if that element was there. I'm 34 years old now, and I don't know if YouTube was as big back when I started, um, or if people were doing it, but I just wasn't. I wasn't tuned in. I didn't. I honestly, I really didn't get tuned in until I started, like right before I started making beats. I was actually doing like looking at tutorials on how to be a YouTuber and stuff. King O Caesar, you are here. Hopefully, still. I've been just trying to catch up in this chat. That's what's up, man. Thanks for coming in. Lawrence 13, get your shit out. Speak up, as Very Sick Beats would say. I've never heard him say that, but I have checked out Lawrence 13. Or I mean, excuse me, Very Sick Beats. Lawrence 13. I've checked him out for sure. I am subscribed. Yeah, man, he's got a good positive energy and a wealth of knowledge over there as far as MPC goes. So that's cool. Like I recently I was checking out his the the pad chord thing. You ever seen that? Like I think it was an MPC 500 video where it's like about how to create chords. He actually created a manual on like what pads to press in order to make chords. And that's pretty dope. So like he's doing a lot. He helps out a lot. No, Liv, this is a great topic. I'm sure many can relate. I believe we all at some point question our work. But man, at the end of the day, we are all good enough. Yes. Yeah, for sure. That's encouraging, for sure. Um, we are, and like I mean, what's the ruler to measure that, We shouldn't be comparing ourselves. Um, we should be encouraging each other. For me it's encouraging to see someone do their thing, you know what I mean? Like it's inspiring. So I feel like if I can do that, and even that's I mean, it could be inspiring as well because you guys can see how I started out, like go back and like see how terrible, this whole thing is. Me trying to figure out how to make videos and stuff and just how to talk on camera. It's like you don't have to be perfect, you know? There is no perfect. Just do your thing and start. Yes. All right, where we at? Thanks. Okay, King. You don't want to EQ the sounds, you will change the sound. Only EQ to take out the frequencies that are not being used. Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard people like so subtractive EQ is what's the way of putting it? That's a mixing technique, and then additive EQ, which would be boosting frequencies, is more of a creative tool. So that makes sense. So subtracting, lowering frequencies in EQ is a mixing tool, while boosting is more of a creative thing. I believe I've heard that said, and that makes some sense. But like you said, that will change the sound. Whoops. Yeah, I went to school for this. I went to what's it called? Like a little trade school for about 18 months. It was a program. I got a what's it called? A degree. And I learned some things. It wasn't my intent to become like an engineer. Doesn't really interest me too much, but I just wanted to create. I was just what I was doing. I've never really had a plan, but what I was doing was just pursuing things that I enjoyed doing. And I mean, it's a slow go. I'm not the only aspect that I'm using my degree for is pretty much here on YouTube and making beats. So, um, yeah. Anyways, yeah, great job on the collab, y'all. Ghetto Styles, King of Caesar. That was dope. So it looked like a fun weekend. I want to start doing YouTube vids. See, that's what I saw earlier, and I was like, yes, I want to start. Okay, Saturday morning, 16s. I want to start doing YouTube vids. Started with TikTok because it seemed more simple, but I'm in for a sample flip challenge or something. Okay, cool. Um, yeah, I'm saying we could do something like that here. And yeah, that's like one idea I had in the back of my mind is like to do like a Patreon sample flip thing. So that would be if you're willing to like become a patron, uh, and then we could like come together and I could share the beats here. Or what you could do is share it on your channel because that would get you into like sharing content. You can like do a beat making video or just share the beat or both, you know. And see, that's one aspect. You can have a video and then you could also have a just a beat video and then you have two videos there and that could be like a consistent thing that you do. And you got two videos for the month. Um, but yeah, but that's great, man. But and still, I want you to send me your TikTok if you could. I would like to check out what you're doing. I should be more active on TikTok. All I've done over there is like chop up little YouTube videos that I have here, like beat making videos, made them like a minute long and just put them on over there. Yeah, Randy Sinclair, you're talking about an instrument beat. Yeah, I do everything in here and then you can export. So I'll create different sequences, like my verse, my hook, intro, outro, that kind of deal, string them together in song mode. And then there's like an export function in song mode that'll create a new sequence out of that. And then from that new sequence, the little file folder up here, there's an export button, and then it'll mix down your whole beat for you right there, and you can choose formats like you got waves, 16-bit, 24, and then you have MP3s, and then you can also export stems all at the same time, so you can have your stereo and your stems, and it'll name them, and you just pick a destination, a folder. If you want to take those stems and uh, move them over to your computer and want to do more mixing over there, you can do that. Or if it's that you're like selling beats or giving them to an artist, then you can have those options of having the stereo or like also the stems, the separated tracks. Yeah, Lawrence 13, I appreciate that. Record some more of those verses. I haven't actually done any recording, but I think you're referring to like the little rhythm and poetry videos that I did, where I just playing a beat here and then I had the mic link through it so you could hear my voice. Um, but yeah, I'm planning on I have a couple more of those. I got a couple more verses that I want to share, so it'll be a little short 1 minute videos, and then also the King of Caesar if he's still in here, and also I believe Ghetto Styles is on for it. We are doing a little uh challenge within ourselves to keep each other accountable and consistent. We're gonna start writing a song a month uh and completing that. So more verses. I'm a little anxious about it because I'm kind of slow to write and I haven't really made that a practice in my life. But it's cool. Growth. The challenge means growth. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Where we at here? I'm the reason you bought a live and started making beats after 10 years away. You stopped making beats for 10 years? Is that what you're saying? Like just completely stop? But hey man, I'm glad I can be a part of inspiring that. But man, it's all within you too. So, and you make some awesome stuff, bro. Like I'm not even joking. Like, Lawrence 13, your beats are really amazing, bro. My favorite MPC? Whew, it's tough because I like the power of the new ones. And Alive was like my favorite thing for the longest time because, I was taking that everywhere. There's at some point that I stopped taking it around. I just love the battery. I took it to work. That's because when I had it, that was the whole time when I was like really grinding to do YouTube. And I would take it to work and I would plan videos. I would record videos at work too, like little tutorials, or I would be making beats so I can get those beats ready for a video of some sort, or just, you know, I was doing like I did a 30-day beat challenge. I took my beat to work. I would come home, I would start a new beat. I would get a sample, I'd take it to work, I would work on it, and then I would shoot like a short video for Instagram. So that's one element about the MPC Lab that I love. But I've gotten better at doing this consistently, and I just kind of stopped taking it around. So that's why I bought this one, because well, for other reasons too, but I just didn't need to be carrying it around. But honestly, if I was talking about my favorite MPC, one that really just got me going, it's the one that I have here because I repurchased it again. That's the MPC 500. Uh, I started learning how to finger drum on it, and I don't know, I just have a lot of good memories and growth from learning how to use this thing, because it's challenging, but it's also a lot of fun. I don't use a DAW at all, BT. I have in the past. I've used Pro Tools and Logic mostly. I used to make beats on Logic. That was a lot of fun. I just there's just nothing that beats the MPC workflow. But I'm not really interested in. I haven't really done the tracking thing where you know export to a DAW and do that. Like I feel there's enough mixing tools in the MPC now to get it done. And if you don't think there is, then maybe your skill level's above mine, and yours are way, you know, beyond mine. But I feel like the tools are in here to get it done. To me, it's more about like I just rather make. I want the music to be dope in the aspect of the music itself, not necessarily like the perfect mix. And anyways, I feel like I want to get this out in the community of beat makers, is that we need to like create a new standard, which is like fuck that standard of what the radio is, because we do live in a different time. Because I do hear that question a lot: is the MPC, or people making the statement, the MPC standalone itself isn't enough to make mixes? But I'm like, by what standard? Are you? Is that what your aim is? Is to make something it to be the industry of those corporations that are running the shit, and you want to, you know what I mean? Like you want to fit that mold. I guess if that's what your goal is, but my goal is not ever like to be like somehow signed to some kind of major label or anything. I'm not. It may have been a thought in my mind in the past, but I'm not. I feel like this is a different world where we need to be realizing the tools as independence and individuals creatively, because there is just more freedom in this, and it may be a long haul, uh, but I think it would be worth it just to do it on your own here. So you still at work, Caesar? Ah, Ghetto Styles X Live 2 1. The order of greatness. Oh, the hat? Yeah, man, you should get a hat. I'm gonna get a new one made with the Dynasty, with the 005 Dynasty logo that he made for me. Yeah, I think so. I think the standard of what a good mix kind of changes anyways. And it changes, it's different from genre to genre, you know what I mean? Like sometimes I enjoy the sound of lo-fi, and it's not like a perfect sound. But that's a whole different standard by what it needs to sound like. And you could still make lo-fi, and you know, I'm sure there's like lo-fi artists that make money. Thank you, Chinese Charlie. You can mix an MPC, it has the same tools. Oh, you saying you're gonna buy King OC, you're gonna buy a hat with my logo? What are you talking about? Do you have a new logo? Yeah, I want to get one with this on it. I think it'll look dope. Just a black hat with that. This is just generic font. I walked into Lids with and was like, I wanted a hat, and just picked from the limited option. But yeah, everyone, if anyone's popped in, and I haven't mentioned in a minute that there are free expansion packs that I've created over the time of me being here on YouTube that you can download. There's a link in the description. It's at my Patreon page that I just launched. And on my Patreon, if you're interested in supporting, appreciate what I do. If there's any value that you find on my channel, there's a dollar Patreon tier if you want to join me, and I'll be giving out monthly sample packs, little sample packs that'll include a key group, a drum pack, a micro drum pack, just a few sounds that I layer and process myself using the equipment that I have here, the SP, and then also loops, melodies that I create myself with all these tools as well. And sometimes you'll get like a clean version because I like the lo-fi sound. I'll have like a little corresponding lo-fi version that you could also mess with. Chop it up. They're all going to be royalty free. Um, okay, for sure. Yeah, and I want to buy everyone's gear too. It's something I've been wanting to do, but I don't even buy like clothes for myself. But yeah, there's been a few people out there that I've come across and met on YouTube who actually do like have gear and stuff, and I, you know, would like to support them. Stuff that I think is cool. Um, there's one guy I haven't really seen much of in a while. His name was Ball Hog Beats. I met him a long time ago. Still follow him on YouTube, but he has an apparel company, Ball Hog Beats. I think he's from like the LA area. But he has these like sweatshirts that have like the MPC 500 on 'em. I've been wanting to buy one, but I just like I said, I don't even spend money on clothes and stuff. I spend it on gear, mostly here, this kind of gear. But yeah, man, if you guys got gear, I want to check it out. Uh, what's her name? What's her name? CJ Freebeats. She has a cool clothing line that I've seen. It's God Family Music, something like that. I don't know if it's in that order. Should be, but it looks tight. I want to get some of her gear. I always like the the thing that I Am Sight's doing with the MPC gang logo. That's really cool. I still don't own one of those. He's got some nice zip ups, some hoodies. Yeah, definitely. I Am Sight has got some great stuff there that I also want to pick up on. Like, and I'm all for that, rather than like going out and buying, name brands that are like these giant corporations. I'd rather support you guys. When I do find a little extra money to start doing that for myself, I haven't really bought clothes for myself in a few years. Still just wearing the same raggedy stuff. I mostly just go to work and come home and stuff. But yeah, when I do, I'm buying from you. So if you don't got a clothing line yet, when you do, let me know. I don't think I'm gonna be doing that though. I think I just really just gonna have a hat made for myself. We'll see. I think that's something way far down the line, maybe. But I rather encourage people to like create their own, you know, brand themselves. But yeah, we can still support each other. Yeah, ghetto styles, you do, because I haven't really seen your gear. But yeah, I'm most likely gonna be advertising my Patreon every video, just so people are aware. Uh, I don't know. I do have a humility about myself where I don't like to like, put myself out there all the time, but I can't really afford to do that. I want to just talk about what I'm doing and, ain't no pressure. You gotta if you don't feel there's value, and it's not even about that, I'll just stop talking. But um yeah, you know, just gotta do what you love doing. That's what I'm doing. Yeah, we're coming up on an hour here. I really just wanted to, if anyone's got any other questions about these sample packs, I didn't even get to that part. I was gonna play some of the samples that are in the pack for this month, and then possibly from next month. So here's my Patreon folder. So there's three folders: a loop and sample kit, a drum kit, and a key group. So another trumpet because I love trumpets. I always go to the trumpet. Let's see. Let's play. There's one of the loops with a lo-fi version. I got these little vocal like stabs that go along with it. So and they kind of fit together like in the same key. Uh, I'll just load up. This is the kit for this month. Yeah, and I'll load up the trumpet. One thing I didn't mention also, if you're an MPC 500 user, I'm making the kits available like in MPC 500 format, and that's probably what you'll see if you look at the thumbnail. There's an MPC 500 on it. Because I wanted to include you guys. I just love that machine. So this is just the kind of stuff you'll get, you know. All right, thank you, Ghetto Styles. Thank you, No Lid. Thanks, guys. Yeah. But yeah, if you guys got anything y'all want to talk about now, you know, otherwise I'm gonna wrap it up. Uh, you get some other things going on and planned out, prepared. So thank you, Caesar, the King O Caesar. Here's I'll go into next month. I haven't finished next month's Patreon pack, but let's go ahead and open it. It's called the Boom Kit, drum kit. So far, that's another loop too. I'm gonna try to make like, I don't know if you ever heard of it, but sometimes in the past I've heard of what's called like construction kits. I think it's like, so you have a whole pack of different loops and stuff that fit together with. So I'm kind of doing that. Like I got some like vocal samples that'll fit in with like the loops and stuff. They're like in the same key. Thank you, fellas. This one. It's not really a beat at this point. It's just a loop, and I'm just messing. But this is gonna be, these are samples that'll be in the July and the August pack. That, yes, that one. Okay. Oh shit. Well, then I'll put it together. Like I said, it's just loops at this point. Just loops and one shots. Okay, that's all you need? All right, for sure. I'll just send you the pack then. You want me to send you the pack? You can sequence it. Yeah. Well, Ghetto Styles, you wrote a whole song in your head. All right. Well, I guess this is your collab then. Yeah. Okay, for sure. I'll send you the whole pack. Okay, sounds good. But yeah, all right. Well, I'm gonna segue to kind of fading out here. Gonna go do some other things, but I'll go ahead and repeat myself. So I'm not sure if everyone's been in here. So for those of you who have been in here, bear with me. I'm repeating myself. But if you are interested, you saw the thumbnail. It said free expansion packs. The expansion packs are packs that I've created over the last year, 2 years, and I've given away on my YouTube channel. I wanted to compile them, so I did, so that you could download them all in one place. You can find that on my Patreon page, along with my Patreon that I just launched. And if you're interested, if you find any value in like the tutorials that I do here on YouTube, and want to support what I do, then it's $1, $1. And that'll get you a monthly sample pack. Um, Little packs. It'll be a key group. It'll be a loop pack. It'll also have like maybe some one shots that are in the same key as the loop. And did I say key group? Key group. So this is what you get down the line. Drums. Okay, I said key group. Key group, drums, and a loop pack every month. And then if I'm feeling good and I get more shit done, I'm gonna throw some bonus packs in there every once in a while. So that's it. So what I do and usually say about this time is until next time, everybody stay humble and lift noise. God bless. Thank you for your support. Thank you for being here. Thank you for kicking it with me and having a conversation with me. Uh, yeah.